Hi, I'm Kylie Savage. I'm doing Classical Civilisations A-Level and I'm very sleepy, so this is why I look sleepy and like this. Okay, in this video we're going to be looking at like facts about the Aeneid, that sort of thing, basically going over all of the main points about it, things you might want to know before you read it, or things you think you should know after you've read it and you realise your exam is in 4 weeks. So, the Aeneid was written by Virgil, probably around 20 BC, and it's an epic poem, a heroic epic, and it was written originally in Latin. Virgil actually died before finishing the Aeneid, and this has led to quite a lot of controversy over whether the ending is actually his, and whether parts are actually his, etc. So, the poet Virgil is the narrator, although sometimes Aeneas talks about, assumes a narration when he gives an account of his adventures. And when Virgil is controlling the narration, the point of view includes the point of view of the action of the gods as well as the human story. So we get a complete overview of the whole thing. No, that's not better at all. Aeneas in his storytelling, when he tells a story, he doesn't have access, obviously, to the gods. So we only get events from him. When Virgil was talking about the glory of Rome, the epic is quite solemn and honorific. But when he depicts the victims of history, like Dido, the ones who have suffered, he's quite tragic and sympathetic. Now, it was set in the aftermath of the Trojan War about 1000 BC, and it was set in the Mediterranean and in a few places, including the north coast of Asia, Carthage and Italy. Now, the main point of the story is Aeneas is fated to travel from the ruins of Troy to Italy, and in Italy he's destined to lead a new race founding Rome. Juno, the god, harbours feelings of vengeance against the Trojans, and she sort of impedes Aeneas' mission because she incites a romance between Aeneas and Dido, which holds them back. And then she makes, sorry about my nails, by the way, they're awful. And then a war between the Trojans and the Latins, causing very, very large amounts of suffering for our hero, his fleet, and all the ones they encounter on the way. Now there are 2 parts of the book. Aeneas' wanderings in book 1 to 6, and his struggle to establish himself in Latium in books 7 to the last one. And the first books are sort of based loosely on the Odyssey, and the next one is on the Iliad, because it's sort of like the adventure and then the war. In the first half of the epic, Aeneas tells the story of the siege of Troy and his escape, and causing Dido to love him. And in the second half, King Latinus offers the hand of his daughter Lavinia to Aeneas in marriage, and Juno responds by inciting rage in the hearts of Queen Amata and Turnus, and then opening the gates of war. So yeah, Juno is grumpy a lot. In the first half of the epic, though, Venus and Juno can try to isolate Dido and Aeneas in a cave during a hunting trip, and the 2 lovers there consummate their affair. There's a debate over whether they did actually get married there. Dido says they do, Aeneas says they don't. And then the climax in the second half of the epic is Turnus killing Pallas, which incites the lethal vengeance of Aeneas. So, the themes in the book. The falling action that comes after the climax. By the way, this is if you want to read up more on what I'm talking about, or if you want these notes in written form, look on Spark Notes. They are brilliant. The falling action in the first half of the epic, Aeneas leaves Carthage for Italy after Mercury tells him to, causing the heartbroken Dido to kill herself, which is really sad. In the second half, the war between the Trojans and the Latins comes down to a duel between Aeneas and Turnus. And Aeneas wins, obviously, because he's an idiot and we don't like him. And after considering sparing his enemy's life, he considers it for 4 seconds. He remembers that Turnus killed Pallas and kills Turnus to avenge Pallas's death. The main themes of the whole book are the primacy of fate, the suffering of wanderers, the glory of Rome. The motives of prophecies and predictions found in new city inventions. If you want to look at the arty things or side of it, the symbols like flames, the golden bough of the tree, the gates of war, the Trojan hearth gods, and weather. There's loads and loads and loads and loads of foreshadowing. So the events of the epic narrative are already history through an audience. The many dreams and prophecies of various characters reveal a veiled future to mortals, and the epic's strongest form of foreshadowing. Also, when Turnus goes to Palace, the Virgil foreshadows Turnus's own death. Yeah, so that's basically a very brief overview of the Aeneid. Yeah. So good luck with your Classics A level.